Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 339. Last time we talked about the battle for our mind, and that is why we need to take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Today we're going to look at our emotions. A very godly woman was experiencing all sorts of blasphemous and foul thoughts, and so she started to doubt her salvation. She was asked, "Did you want to think those thoughts?" And she responded, "Well, no." And so the counselor said, "Why do you think those thoughts are yours then?" You see, if those thoughts were hers, which she thought, then what would we have to conclude about her? Well, that she probably was not a Christian, and so she was full of fear. When she realized that the thoughts were not hers, the thoughts and the fear left. So our thoughts can very much affect our emotions. Another woman was experiencing severe demonic attacks and was diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic and had even been institutionalized 3 times. She had trouble even just trying to think rationally. It was discovered that she had never been involved in the occult and she did not have any great moral problems in her life. So why was she having these problems? Well, after further investigation, it was discovered that most of it was triggered by an experience years ago when her well-known pediatric father had run off with a nurse in the hospital. To deal with the trauma, she did what so many Christians do, the so-called Christian thing to do. She lied emotionally by just stuffing it down inside of her, and she never dealt with it. Well, how did that woman get free from that bondage that was considered schizophrenia? Ephesians chapter 4, verses 25 to 27 says, "Therefore, putting away lying, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are all members of one another. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun down on your wrath, nor give place to the devil." If we don't tell the truth, we give place to the devil. And 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 7 and 8, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Be self-controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around looking for, like a roaring, your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." Both of these verses talk about the activity of the devil trying to get a place in our lives, but the context is anger and anxiety. Now, anxiety and anger are God-given emotions, but if we don't deal with them appropriately, they open the door of our lives to the devil, and we can set ourselves up for some real spiritual bondages. And so the solution to her bondage was quite easy. She had to admit her anger and forgive her father. So what are emotions for? What are emotions for? Well, our emotions are to our soul what the ability to feel is to our body. If someone took away our sensation of pain so that we would never feel physical pain again, would you accept the gift? Well, I hope not, because you'd end up being a mass of scars very quickly. The ability to feel physical pain is a God-given thing that protects us from physical damage. Our emotions work the same way, but they are a protection for our soul. People say, "You can't trust your emotions, so just deny them." Well, we can't really trust our thinking either, but we don't deny our thoughts. It is not healthy to deny our thoughts or our emotions. Instead, we have to recognize them and deal biblically with them. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Our key point today is our emotions are a protection for our soul. And our key verse, Ephesians chapter 4, verses 25 to 27, "Therefore put away lying. Let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down in your wrath, nor give place to the devil." God bless you. See you tomorrow for another episode of Spiritual Foundations for Life.